Oh, that's just a little bit.
I'm Tyson.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Kim. And we are TEK Talk.
Welcome to the second season finale of our History Hangout. Grab your passports because today we are going to the season finale.
Oh,
You forgot to do
I always
it.
forget.
Okay.
What shared piece should we end on, guys?
I think we should.
Why'd you put in your 2 cents?
Because I wanted to be included. This is okay.
Okay. Now, I believe we should do the Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh is an iconic piece, and I think we should end our series on it. Kim, could you explain it, please?
The Starry Night was painted by Vincent van Gogh in 1889 while he was staying in Saint Paul de Massol, I think that's how you pronounce it, asylum in Saint Remy de Provence in France. The painting is an oil on canvas that measures approximately 29 by 36 inches, and it features like a swirling night filled with like vibrant stars, colors. It's like mainly blue, yellow, stuff like that, colors like that. It's over a village, by the way, with a large tree in the foreground. Van Gogh painted this from memory during the day, inspired by the view from his room, actually. His expressive brush work and use of color captures a dreamlike emotional interpretation of the night rather than a literal one. This is also one of my favorite paintings, by the way, guys.
So, Emma, why do you think this painting is so important?
I believe that this painting is important because I think it reflects like Van Gogh's emotional state and the revolutionary approach that he took through his art, through expressing his feelings, and like the dynamic movement of the sky and the symbolic use of color. Tyson has been very gassy recently.
Serenity.
Dang. He just blamed his fart on you.
I didn't even fart.
I'm about to Mike Tyson you right now.
I think that the movement and brushstrokes and the use of vibrant colors kind of push the boundaries of traditional paintings, and it kind of paved the way for like a more modern expressionism. And it also is like a very deeply personal, and it reveals like an artist's like inner world during like the great psychological struggle. And I think that overall his psychological struggle after we learned for loving Vincent. Shut your damn mouth. Like, stop. I'm about to crash out.
Who was the artist of this? You know, not Anne Frank. What is it called? You know what I'm talking about? You guys have to know, like that type of
I know what
artist.
you're talking about, not Anne Frank.
Anne Frank is crazy.
She was the British.
Oh my god, what was it?
Okay,
Sorry.
but during Loving Vincent, we figured out like he was going through a lot of stuff like mentally, and it kind of you can definitely see it reflecting in this specific art piece. Kim, so how did you feel about it when you first saw it?
This is one of my favorite pieces of all time, actually, and it's like hard to forget because when I think of Van Gogh, I always think of this painting specifically. He chose to do swirls instead of regular brush strokes, which I think is interesting and makes it more eye-catching. And I also enjoy seeing all the blue and yellow colors that he included in the painting. So, Tyson, how did you feel about this?
So when we were, initially like given a list of artists during the post-impressionist era, once Van Gogh was mentioned, the Starry Night it just clicks in your mind. I think like it's just like synonymous with his name. When you think of like his artwork, you just think of like the Starry Night, and I think it's just an iconic historical painting because I feel like it really shaped and inspired a lot of other paintings. And I just think his technique when he paints, like brushstrokes, and like it just gives it like that detail that I don't think has been ever done before. So I think that was pretty cool. How did you feel, Emma?
Okay, story time. I vividly remember Starry Night in my kindergarten class.
Wasn't it? It was in the art room.
Yes, in the art room. I vividly remember. Did the art teacher make me cry every single day and I asked to go to the office? Yes. But I do remember every time I had tears in my eyes, I looked over and I looked at the Starry Night and I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. But I feel like it's definitely one of those type of paintings that stick with you. And there's something that's very calming but also a very emotional aspect of it. And like... sorry, that's what it was. But even without knowing much about art, it's kind of easy to feel something when you do look at the Starry Night, and the way that the sky looks and the colors, they all seem to really like pull you in and draw you in. And it's not just really like a painting of a night scene, but it feels a lot deeper, and there feels like there's a story and a feeling behind it. And I feel like that's kind of what makes it so interesting. It's like very simple, but also has a very big impression and impact on you. So that was the end of our shared piece. I'm going to go... Yes, our last shared piece. But we're going to go into one of my individual pieces, which is The Persistence of Memory. So this one was painted by Salvador Dali. And I feel like if you know any type of surrealist or like those type of paintings, you know The Persistence of Memory. And you may not know the title, but you definitely see the floating and melting clocks. So this is a small but famous surrealist painting showing melting clocks hanging over like strange objects and like a dreamlike landscape. The scene almost resembles like a distorted reality with like soft clocks that seem to drip and bend. There's also like a strange face-like shape in the middle of it. It kind of looks like a face. I'm not really sure what it is. And like the background shows a very calm sea and cliffs. I feel like this piece is like very important in our history because it kind of breaks away from like traditional art and explores abstract ideas that we didn't see earlier in time. Instead of just like showing what things actually look like what it actually looks like, it changes it up and like brings a different perspective on it. And Dali uses like surreal and unexpected images. Like the melting clocks make us think about time and reality and how they aren't always what they seem. And I feel like the painting is like significantly popularized like surrealism, and it inspired a lot of artists to like think above and beyond and like go outside of the box. Bye, Serenity. I love you. And I think it just inspired a lot of people to like explore that type of imagination, because I feel like that was something that a lot of people didn't do. And I kind of think it shows that art can be more about emotions and concepts rather than like realistic scenes. I'll say that when I first saw the painting, I kind of had already known about it, but like never really truly understood it. And I didn't know who who made it, the artist was, but I thought it was very strange and kind of like extraordinary, like something out of the ordinary. You know, that is what extraordinary. Okay, you get what I mean. I feel like the melting clocks made me think about how time can like feel very different depending on like what certain things are happening. It felt like a dream that you could like definitely get like lost in.
Like time was
like it felt like very dreamlike. Like it felt like you could it felt like a maze almost. And it's not just kind of about like what you see, but like what you feel. And I feel like that's definitely why it stands out to me, and I feel like why it stands out to a lot of other people, which makes it so popular.
Intermission, lunch is over, so people are walking by.
Just the intermission. You could just...
Oh, okay, so I found out the sticker is not Anne Frank, it's Lisa Frank. Lisa Frank. That was the OG. You can come in. Special guest?
Special guest Trinitee. Hi guys.
She smells good.
And she looks good.
Oh. Trisha Paytas?
No.
Trisha, don't. This is the last episode, please.
We can hear the stomps.
Don't. Hey, this is the season. Jerry's not here.
I don't know.
Whoa.
Hate crime.
Right, this is
I'll do it again.
Oh, say goodbye to your college career.
It's okay. Trisha can't get canceled.
Crap.
She did do it.
Okay, say what you need to say.
We gotta get back into. We got more important things to
Okay,
do.
Trisha Paytas, your time's over.
Okay, guys. Basically,
We didn't ask for your life
I would
story.
get.
Okay.
He's gonna edit that out.
I don't know, guys. This might be restricted.
We love you, Trisha.
Fish, that's all the screen time you
That's
need.
all the screen time you get.
Acting like she part of tech.
What a relief.
They're saying double K. This is just TEK.
So, moving on to my piece of art, I have the Le Chahut. What did you say earlier? Le Chahut. So, George Seurat painted the Le Chahut from 1889 to 1890. This piece was created with oil on canvas and originated in France. It consists of an orchestra playing at the bottom and a director, and then you can also see like dancers at the top. And Seurat used a technique called pointillism, which involves like creating small dots of like many different colors. So the importance of this is that it reflects the spirit of its time. It's different to see an artist capture like something so lively like dancing. And after Seurat used the pointillism technique, many artists.
Because I looked at you guys, I was like. Let me lock in.
Oh, Amarion's fat self can come over into the video.
Special guest number 2.
You.
That smells so good.
I knew you could smell it from a mile
Hello, guys. What is this for?
Our podcast. Yeah, it's our last episode.
Have you ever been in one? I don't think.
No. Okay, what are we talking about?
Smell good, actually. Like,
I always smell good. You know. What are we talking about?
We're talking about a piece of artwork called the Le Chahut.
What is that?
don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it up to y'all.
Okay,
You almost broke the
so should I?
No. It's staying in.
So after Seurat used pointillism as a technique, many other artists after him started being influenced by it, such as Camille Pissarro. That name should be very familiar to you guys.
Who's
Pissarro? You don't remember? No. We were talking about this in our bracket. He was in our bracket.
I don't remember all that.
These people don't remember.
Whoa! Wait a minute. Why is it working for you?
It works for the Asians only. No such thing.
Yeah, Native American-ish.
There you go. It's in our bracket.
Oh,
Yeah. It turned on the light bulbs, didn't it? It also influenced movements like symbolism and cubism, paving the way for modern day art. So I was drawn to how he portrayed the two girls and the man dancing at the top with the orchestra playing at the bottom. When I looked at the painting, I felt like I could almost hear the music coming off of it, as if it was like playing, as if the painting was like alive and full of movement. So that was very interesting to me, and how he captured like such lively movements. Very great piece of artwork.
I was genuinely struggling to take a bite.
Okay, so moving on to the next piece of art, we have Tyson's, which is
Ceci n'est pas un pipe, also known as This Is Not a Pipe. So, yes. This Is Not a Pipe is a surrealist painting by Belgian artist René Magritte in 1929. The painting features a realistic image of a tobacco pipe. Guys, don't smoke. At the bottom or the top, I don't remember, but on the painting it says Ceci n'est pas un pipe, which translates to This Is Not a Pipe. And so the work is oil on canvas and measures approximately 23.6 by 31.5 inches. Though it appears as, a standard pipe, the painting challenges the viewer's perception of reality and language. It is currently a part of the Los Angeles County Museum of Art collection. So, I think that this painting is important because I feel like it's a landmark of the Surrealist movement and a foundational piece in the 20th century of conceptual art. Renee used this artwork to make a philosophical statement about, representation, highlighting that the image is not an actual pipe, but it's a painting of one. So his challenge to visual assumptions forces the viewer to question how we understand symbols and objects. And so the piece has influenced artists, writers, philosophers, and linguistics. And it continues to spark conversations about art and the nature of reality. And so, when we were first shown this piece, I recognized it because I feel like I've seen it before. And I thought, like everyone else, I thought it was, it was just a pipe. But then when, Mr. Reynolds started talking about how the message behind the painting and how it's not a pipe, but it's a painting of a pipe, I thought that was very interesting because I don't think I would have ever thought about it that way. And I think that this piece is really cool because of its simplicity, but also with it has a big impact.
Thank you very much, Tyson, for your piece. So let's give a summary of what we've done, what we went over today.
We went over The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh.
And then we went over...
We went over The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali.
And then we went over by Le Chahut by George Seurat.
And then I just talked about This Is Not a Pipe by Renee Magritte.
Yes.
Ceci.
All right. Shall we give our own...
Pepe.
Shall we give our own little speech? This is the last episode, the last time you'll see us together ever.
Oh. Okay. So, this is not in our script, but I wanted to say that we really enjoyed your class, Mr. Reynolds, and I think that you taught us a lot of lessons that are not only persistent with the concepts of art, but also persistent with the concepts of life. And I think that we are all very grateful for everything that you did for us. You're probably the best teacher I've ever had. So,
do you think he's actually gonna watch this?
I hope so.
Yes, Mr. Reynolds, I think you're definitely one of my favorite teachers ever. So I just say, Mr. Reynolds, you are the realest teacher I've ever had. Why am I getting deja vu? I'm getting deja vu right now. It's crazy. You really taught me a lot. You opened my eyes to many different perspectives of what people see in things, and it's okay to have your own opinion on things. And I really appreciate what you've done for the whole class.
So I think this class this class opened my eyes a bit because I feel with art, before this class, I just thought art is art, whatever's cool, whatever's famous is the most important. But after taking this class, I feel I appreciate art more, and I feel I understand it more. I feel looking back, I wouldn't be able to, comprehend the value of art as much. So I think this class was, I think everyone should take this class.
And last shout out is for you because you also brought together 3 people who were not very close before, but now we are. So we have you to thank for that friendship that we'll have for a long while.
Yes. So for the future kids out there that are gonna do their own exam, I think you should really find a good group of people to work with because it's more fun instead of just doing it by yourself on a Google slide. Really interact with people and create new memories for your high school career. Yeah, and you won't regret it at all.
No.
This is core memory right now.
Yeah.
So future CCP art history students.
Also, it's important to put in the time and effort for your exam because there's a lot of times that we've definitely done things last minute, and I think that if you have the chance to do a podcast, I really think you should because it's, for one, made us a whole lot closer, and it also allows you to show your creative imagination because, it could just be a boring video where we're just talking and talking and talking, but we have an amazing editor over here, Tyson. it's really cool to see like how everyone like brings their own
Plate to the table.
plate to the table. That's what he said. So yeah, anything last you want?
Like what Emma said, I think just put in this class. Don't just like, I know some people are taking this class because they're like, oh, it's an easy class, but I feel like everyone should like, I feel like you should value this class and actually like try to understand, because there's some like important lessons or some important things that you learn, and I think you shouldn't use this class as just like a break from all your other classes.
Allow yourself to fully indulge into the artwork.
Yes.
Okay, are we all done with our summaries?
We'll do the
All right,
final spit out.
for the last time ever,
This was TEK Talk.
this was TEK Talk.
This was TEK Talk.
And maybe we'll see.
No, this is TEK Talk because we're not going away.
Exactly. We'll see you definitely sometime in the future, maybe.
Amarion, you just hit me in the mouth.
For the last time, we'll see you guys later. I don't know. I don't want to say goodbye. I don't want to say goodbye. We'll see you guys.
They did a great job on their podcast, and I'm really going to miss Kim and Emma this year. And it's really sad to see it come to an end, and this has been a great class. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me, because I know I'm your favorite part of their podcast. Because
ask for your life
I would
story.
get sick of looking at Tyson for
never
like
asked for
40
your life
minutes on
story.
end. I know. Look at him, like, ew.
I love you, Jesus. Okay. We just got a letter. Thank you. Letter. I wonder where it's from. Aww.